Muhaha, muhaha. Hello everyone, this is Light on the 2 playing Forza Horizon daily driving and looking for a hard opponent which I can follow on my way. Woohoo, this is the bumpy road. Yeah, for some reason in the game, even for that it looks like tarmac, it just really humps you all the way. I mean, make you jumping if you are just coming down on this road fast. So let me just turn around at the end of this road, I mean at this straight, and then let me just try to do such thing like show it how it works. I hope I will be able to accelerate to that speed, but it just starts to hump. Or let's just check it out how it's just really humping, because it should start it. Oh yeah, it's just doing it in some way. If you are just doing, for some reason it just really threw you for every kind of direction, but it's not really the best if you can go with a high speed and you are thinking on that you will be able to take the turn, but because for some reason it's just not really working that fine, so in that way it's just not good, because it's just going to throw you off from the road, what you don't really want during driving. Yeah, I guess the last thing you want, that the road is just threw you down. But for some reason I'm not even seeing any opponent. So it looks like that I need to look after them a bit more. But of course until then I'm not going to do anything than just drive in my Mustang. An old school Mustang, of course. I do like old school cars. And because of that I do like driving as well. I'm on to do such thing like driving. Yeah, I guess if somebody is just playing with Forza Horizon, he doesn't really like only the cars, he has to like the driving itself. And I guess I do understand why. It's maybe cannot really be explained that easy why do we like to drive, but it's just really great that you are just controlling a big machine and you are not going with the speed of a walk, what makes it more interesting, of course, for those at least who are just likes to join these things, because I do know people who just doesn't even have driving license because they are just not really connected to cars, or just doesn't really have the love with them. I'm not really interested in it. I do have the love with the cars. Even for that sometimes I might wreck it in the game, of course. In real life I'm not really doing such thing like crashing cars, because I'm watching not to do such thing like risky situations. It's not for the road where other civilians are just onto. That place is just a racetrack where you can speed as fast as you can. Not to mention that it's the point. If you are thinking that you are great and you are the fastest, go to racetrack. Show us that you are the best, and don't do it on the road, because you are just risking others' life. Because most of the times the drivers are not getting killed or not even getting hurt, compared to those who just crashed with the driver itself, and most of the time the innocents are getting killed. So that's why I'm just saying that try to be a little bit more I mean, put more safety into your driving and don't really do risky things on road. It's not for that. If you are just playing the game because you do like car driving and you don't even have driving license because maybe you are that young, yeah, I was made a mistake and I just crashed my car. Ooh. Yeah, at least in this game it's just not really affect the performance of the cars, but at least I'm seeing some opponent So let me just try to get after it, but it looks like that it's going to be slow. I mean, it's not even hard. So yeah, let me just try to continue the search, because I do want a hard guy. In that way, that if at least I'm going to try to stay behind him, he will be not, or the hard guy is not going to be on to let me. Yeah, I'm not even... No, oh yeah, he just started to spin a bit, because I was just pushing the throttle in the turn fully, and so for that it just started to lose the grip, what made me to almost spin out. But of course I was not on to let it. Oh yeah. That's why we are doing it in the games, because it always just works like that. You never count on such thing like, oh, somebody can come in front. Imagine that they can. Yeah, it's really interesting, huh? That the people are just around you, lives like they would like to drive all the way where they want to, not just evading you, because you are just that kind that you are just running over anybody. Of course, if you are just that kind that you are just likes to wreck all things when you are just playing, or in life you are just the destroyer kind, then of course it doesn't matter what I'm going to tell to you, you are going to destroy what you can, because you are that kind. I'm not that kind. I like to make instead of destroying. Yeah, I guess in some way the driving is an art. In that way, if you know how to do such thing, and if you do know the basics of driving, then it can happen that you might find it like an art, because in some way all the cars needs handle, and if you are just handle them with care, they are going to tank it for so many reasons. Yeah, I'm just trying my car out, because most of the old school cars, which has great engines and great sounds, even for that they do have a great suspension to work out bumps, they do not really able to take the turns as how a basic car today can do it. So in that way, it's always an interesting thing to drive an old school car, because they are just acting very differently compared to the cars these days. I guess in a lot of way. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, let me just take the right, because I was guessing that if I'm going to hit this road, maybe I'm going to meet somebody else, because I do like to follow opponents, as how I was just saying yesterday, and right now I'm doing nothing else than yesterday, than just driving around. But the different thing is that I'm just of course going on different roads, because of that I'm just not really knowing the map of Forza Horizon 2. And I'm using another car I used yesterday, the Ford Capri, and right now I'm using the Ford Mustang. Ooh, shit. I was just watching it too late, I guess. Maybe I won't be able, if I will be able to get after it that easy, then it will mean that it's only easy guy and not even medium or hard, I guess, because hard guys are just pushing to it. But no matter what, he's the only opponent around, so let's just check out what level are on and what level he's on. Easy challenge in its strength. Okay, let's just try to do such thing like keep up with it, because it can happen all the time that we are going to meet with somebody, and at least I won't be alone. Not that I'm not liking to play alone, I was just I'm finding it that way that most of the time I don't like to play with others, because in that way you are just connected to them, and most of the gamers are just playing, I guess, because of that they are just enjoying what they are just doing and not even good in it, but in some way I do like effective ways, and with others it's really hard to do so because they are not really able to perform anything. Of course, I'm not really on to say bad things about other people's, because I don't hate them. I just don't like to play with them because of that thing, that they are just not really able to play that great or good as how I want from them. Of course, I'm not really intend to measure people's we just changed it, really interesting. So I'm not measuring people's with their skills, but most of the people, I mean the humanity in humans are just really missing, and in some way it's just connected, but well, maybe I don't know if it's connected to the skills, because most of the lame guys are not really offensive, but most of the guys who have skills are just really trolling others, because I guess because of that they are just really able to kill lames, but for some reason I'm not thinking that it's that it has anything to do with skill, because of that lamers can be killed easily, and in that way I don't really like when trolls are just killing others, because of that thing that the trolls are just able to kill others, and instead of helping the poor people, they are just having fun on them, what is not really nice, because when he would need anything from the good people, he would get it, because of the people behaviors, that they are just really doing such thing like being human. And trolls doesn't really have this kind of feature in themselves, that humanity is just in their skill list. So in this way, of course, that's why I'm likes to play more alone. That's a couple reasons. I like to progress, and yeah, I like to progress in games, and with others they are making it really harder. Not on the other hand, of course, they are just really making it interesting. Even for that they are just laming around. At least you are able to see and check out how others are playing, and of course it can be really funny. Most of the time I'm not really putting up videos with others. Of course there are videos of mine what I just made with others in so many ways, but lately I started to think about that I'm not really interested in not to show the lamers, because I was on to teach them for a long time now, and how I found it, they are not really on to learn anything. So in that way, of course, they can thank it to themselves that they are lames, but because of that thing I think I was just on to teach them. But I got enough of that, because if you are just starting to help others, most of the people are just get connected to you in that way that they won't be able to do what you want to teach them. They are just want you to make the thing for them instead of them, and that's a really interesting thing. When you are not on to help or to make things instead of them, they are going to get angry on you, because they are just don't have anything else than just the anger, and of course you are the only one who can be blamed because of their faults. And in some way, psychologically, it's really interesting how others are reacting to you if you are just not helping. I did it a lot of times, I helped a lot of time, and there are a couple of times I just did it like I was not really helping, I was just watching how they are performing, and of course they just got angry on me and they started to hate me. And most of the guys I'm just watching in these kinds are always getting angry on me, and it's really interesting in that way that I'm seeing that they are really lames in so many ways. And even for that, I'm not really on to show lamers in my videos. Not because of that I only showing you skills. No, it's not about this. I was on to not to show lamers in my videos because I was not on to show their lame side to the world. But after a time, you will need to find it out for yourself that you cannot do anything else, because if you are just making videos with others, then it's going to be like that. Because for some reason I think the usual gamers or the casual gamers are just not really great in games and playing games. Oh yeah, at least I do have a couple. Ooh, I was almost. But yeah, anyway, Fontana is just fine for the opponent part for me in this drive. So of course let's just go after it. And yeah, I was just saying that I'm not really was not on to show others in my videos because of I was not on to show their names, but I cannot do anything. If I do want to show videos and not just okay, this video is not going to be good because that guy was that lame that if I'm going to show it to the world, then everybody just going to laugh on it. Of course, I'm not intent to make fun of anybody, but at some point I'm not able to do anything than just showing the true nature or the true skills of people, because because they are just like that, and in that way I don't really have too many things else. Of course I'm meeting with guys with skills around, but it's just not too much, not too many times. Oh yeah, almost a little bit of grass cutting. Yeah, I'm just still trying to catch up with that guy, but I'm not really able to, because of course it's hard and it's just faster, but it doesn't matter. I'm not really intent to give it up. Oh yeah, I was able to get a little bit closer, so yeah, let me just do such thing like I was doing before. And I'm not sure that I do want to talk about lamers all the time. I'm just trying to explain these kind of things because I just threw out a lot of video because of that thing that I was out there. Because of you, I'm just not intent to show the video because of that. I'm not on to show your lameness into the world. Of course, I'm showing mine if I have any, but it's rarer than when I'm just progressing. So yeah, I think I was just on to talk about that thing, that I'm going to put up videos from others, even for that they are just laming, because I'm not really can do anything. Of course I can play alone, and of course I'm doing it a lot of time because in that way at least I am able to progress. And of course most of my videos I like to progress in them, not just going around like I do now, but at least I'm following the Fontana guy. And I'm just checking if I'm able to get closer. But last time, yeah, you're going to take the right. No, the new thing. Oh yeah, at least we are just doing something new. Yeah, I was on to go after him to the left because he started to the left, but then he just started to change its mind. Because of that, yesterday I just told you that the opponents in this game is just working like that. They are going to the opposite direction where you are just aiming for. So if you are just aiming, oh damn, I'm going to go after it and I'm going to take the left, then it's sure that he's just going to go to right, but they are not working with thoughts. They are just reacting your cornering or turning in some way. So if you are just starting to get to the side of the road because you are intent to take the turn good, then they are going to know that you are just did it because of that. You are just on to look at this, it just really turned around, and I guess I'm just not really able to go after it because this car is just not accelerating that great out. The car just does. So every opponent in the game is just going to troll you, not to mention that the AI in the races. Oh yeah, it's just trying to lose me, and it's just really doing it great because I'm just losing it. Oh, I was almost spinning out. Drift! Yeah, I'm always laughing on drifters in the game, in this game, because for some reason I do know that Forza Horizon or Forza series is just calculated by a mathematical pattern in some way, so it should be real, but for some reason I'm always finding it that it's not. It might be real for the part till the car's just has grip, but after the part when you are just start to slide and you are just losing traction, then the drifting part is just not really working like how it should. For some reason I experienced that, and when, of course, even for that you can drift in the game, but it's not going to be real in so many ways. But of course, if fully I mean a guy who's just fully in love with Forza Horizon 2 is just going to say that, oh, I'm a lame fuck, you don't even know what you are talking, the drift in Forza Horizon 2 is the best, I'm the best drifter, I'm a DK fuck. Oh yeah, I do know that kind of talkings. I always try to teach these kind of people not to crash themselves on the road, but even for that I can teach, they are really lames, and after they understood why I'm just telling them that it's not working like that, then of course they are on to accept it, but before it they are always have big faces. So it doesn't really matter. I was just on to tell you that watch not to spin out, because it's not going to work like it should. Yeah, of course, in some way, of course, it's just looks like that it's drifting, and of course it's drifting in some way. For some reason I just find it that way, that is just spinning a little bit differently than it should in real life, how it should compared to the real life things. But even for anything, of course, if you do not have a drift car in real life, or you do not have a game which has reality physics in it, then of course Forza Horizon 2 with your best tuned car is just going to be fine for you. But I guess that you should be aware at least of that thing, that it's not going to be real. So watch for it if you are just thinking that you are the best DK in the game. Oh fuck! Because in that way you will think that you are the best driver and you can do it on the road. And of course, in so many ways, when you are just using simulator games, it's just going to help you to be better a driver. But watch for the little differences, because most of the time it just counts the most. And if you are just counting that the game, I mean the real life is just going to work like in the game, then you might get surprised and it might cost you a lot of money if you are just going to crash your car. I don't want you to do so. So for that I'm just talking about these kind of things. Of course, it looks like for me that when I'm starting to play any kind of driving games, I'm always starting to talk about safety, because when somebody just trained to safety in that way, I guess just in my veins in so many ways that I teached how to do it. So even for that, oh yeah, I was thinking on the first guy that it was really lame from me that I was just doing such thing like taking it over from the right in a turn, because it could have happened that he's just going to take the turn and I would crash it. But after it, I was just crashed into another car. Of course, it doesn't really matter because we are in a game, and in games you can do such thing. Compared to real life, it looks like that this game just doesn't really have any kind of feature which lets the crash affect your cars in so many ways. Yeah, so even for that you are just crashing yourself, looking like the death in this game. It's not going to happen like that, because they just made the game in that way that you're not really able to crash yourself no matter what. Even for that your car might look crashed, it's not going to affect its driving abilities. So in that way it doesn't really matter if you are crashing or not. Of course, it might be a different, because if you are just crashing, you are going to get slowed down by the humps or just the crash by itself. Of course, not the humps, mainly because of the crash itself. If you are just hitting a wall, of course it's just going to stop you. Oh yeah, I'm just, because of that I am in a simulator game, of course I like to do risky things. Even for that I'm talking about that you should not. I'm always doing this because it's really easy to mix real life driving with in-game driving, and if you are just not aware in real life that you are just in the real life, then it can happen, of course, that you are going to make mistakes. I'm talking about these things not because of myself, it's because of my experiences. I taught a lot of people to drive, and I was seeing almost every kind of drivers in my life, and even for that, of course, most of them were able to. I was hearing rumors and every kind of gossips that not every of them just making it fine, and most of the time when they are just, the gossips and the rumors are not really about that car drivers are just crashed themselves, or most of the time when they are just crashed themselves, they did not have any kind of hurt from the crash. Even for that I was not watching, that I'm just approaching around, and I guess that guy had the advantage of staying on the road. I'm not really knowing how they saying that thing when he has the right to go there and when I had to stop there. But when I was just starting, I was thinking mainly, I guess, on bikers, because I heard a lot from bikers that they just did not make it alive because of that. Bikes compared to cars is just really different in that way, that in cars, if you are just practicing, you can get through the limit, and what else, you are going to spin out, you are going to slip away, it doesn't matter. If you are not hitting a wall, you will be fine. You will laugh on it, of course, I guess, but it can happen. It's just going to scare the shit out of you, but it doesn't matter. the point, if you are just spinning out and not hitting others and walls, etc., you are going to stay alive. Even for that you just pass the limit of the car. But during bikings it's just not the same. You not allowed, you mustn't pass the limit of the bike, because it's not going to make you laugh. It's going to kill you no matter what, or at least it's going to make you fall with it, because if you are just passing its limit, it's just not going to just spin out, and then it's not going to be fine for you, because you are going to fall off from the bike and you are going to hit yourself or crash yourself. And that's why I'm talking about safety all the time, because I don't like others to get killed by their lameness. And of course in some way it's connected to gaming, because most of the time when I just started this video I was talking about the labors that I'm not intend to show to the world, of course, but because of that thing I did find it that way, that most of the time you are able to learn mostly from mistakes and not just doing it right. Of course, if you are just seeing it how to do it right, it's a great thing, but if you are just seeing it before you can even control anything, then it's not really going to be fine, because you will be on to do that thing exactly what you saw. And because of that you're not even knowing the connected things to that kind of perform, you are going to crash yourself. And so for that I think in some way the mistakes are more important than the best result itself, because if you are knowing the mistakes, then it won't be able to surprise you, and in that way you will be able to progress by yourself without crashing yourself. And of course that's the point, that you are not on to kill yourself, not even in the game, not even in the real life. And I guess so for the oh yeah, one more thing in this video, and I think I'm going to finish it, because of course I just made a whole lot driving around. The one more thing, the most guys are just thinking that drifting into turns is just faster than just braking into it and then take the turn decently, but they are not right. Drifting makes you slower once, not to mention that drifting is not going to take the turn better when you are just gripping. So in that way of course you can do it, but you should expect that the car is not going to perform better. It's going to slip more and it's going to slide more into that direction where you are just heading with the car in some way, or to the other side, it depends on how you look, the drifting. But the point is that don't count on that thing that, oh, I'm not going to be able to take it decently, so I'm going to drift in, because in that way you are going to crash yourself more than you would when you would try it in decent way. So if you are just braking in the turns and then start it, it's going to be better for you, or at least you will have more chance to take it, instead of just, oh, I'm going to drift in because I was thinking that I'm just not going to be able to take it decently. If you are just having the grip, it always makes you faster or be able to react more onto anything than if when you are just really sliding with the car. Most people who are just not aware of the driving itself, I guess just works like that they are thinking that, because of that drifting is looks great, I'm going to drift in and let's see what's going to be. Yeah, drift needs practice, man. So if you are intent to be a DK, then I suggest you start to drive. Because it might take a lot of time to learn it, and even for anything you can say that, oh, I'm the best skilled guy on the earth ever, so what Earth ever saw. So in that way you will think that you won't need any kind of practice for the driving, and then the problem is going to be there, because if you will think if you will think from yourself that you are the best, for that you are going to underestimate everybody else, and you are not going to respect the road, what is going to mean your death, because roads needs respect. If you are respecting the road, then you are going to stay alive, because it will keep you alive, but only if you are really respecting it. I don't really able to explain it right now. I think it needs a couple more things to do so. Maybe one day I'm going to try it, but right now it should be enough that if you are just disrespectful, you are going to pay for its price. Pay its price. And I don't think that you want this. You want to enjoy life and driving as well, in games and in everywhere, I guess. So if you are on to be good, then try to respect others, because they are going to help you to be better, and not just watching your hated life in that way, that you are just going to hate others because they are on to watch what happening around, and they might be on to help you, but you are just not on to let them, because you are think that you are just the best and you don't even need any help. You will, and if you are not understanding this, you are lost, my friend. So start practicing with respecting others, I guess. And yeah, at least till the end of the video it looks like that I just got after a guy who might be hard, because I'm just getting hard time to get after it, but before I'm trash, yeah, I was not. So let me check out before I'm going to end this video. I think I just talked a lot again about respect and other things. Parker, yeah, I'm just checking it closer. It can happen that it's just medium. No, it's hard, but it's just not pushing it that fast. Oh yeah, I'm just concentrating and to stay behind. Whoa! Oh yeah, just made a mistake. Oh yeah, a little bit of... Oh, it just slowed me down. The side of this, when you are just getting into the sands, it just really slows you down. Oh yeah, somebody might come in front, just the same guy. Oh yeah, it just has. Yeah, yesterday I was saying that it might has a compressor. I'm not sure it was the same car. But yeah, it can happen that the compressor or a turbo, of course, both of them can have a whistling sound. I'm not really intent to be smart in this, because it can happen that these cars these days is just really doing such thing like working differently and making sound the same sound in some way. Yeah, of course I just hit another guy, and of course I do know, I don't like to hit others. But even for that, of course, because of that this game lets me, I'm not really unhappy because of that. I crashed my car before, so it just doesn't really affect its outer view. Hard, oh yeah, at least there is no such thing like turn. So in that way it's going to be fine. If I will be able to stay behind. Oh yeah. Where we are heading, my friend? Parker, baby. Okay, we are just going halfway. And yeah, soon I think I'm going to finish it, because I'm just talk a lot and the video is not going to be too long. And then what is going to be tomorrow? So let me just try to overtake the guy if I will be able to. But should not from the inner side. Ooh, it was really smart, my friend. Oh yeah, I just turned away. Doesn't matter. I'm just on to pass everybody, not to get myself killed. Oh yeah, it would be great if you would be able to jump down, right? I'm going to not to release the throttle. So yeah, everybody, if you are just driving in real life, watch for it. Be a respectful driver, be a safe driver, and don't risk others' life, even for that you think that you are the best, because there is always a better one. If you would not learn it that way, that only means that you are not the best anyway. Ha! So yeah, of course, I thank you that you watched this video again, and I hope you liked it, and of course count on more. Next day is going to be another kind of car at the same place in some way, because Forza Horizon 2 is just has a great map in some way. So yeah, I think it was really fine. How I was only crashed myself a couple times, and then I think it was enough. Let me just finish it and let me just say goodbye.